He's got it. I got something massive on here, folks. Oh. Hey everybody from YouTube. Back in September, I was down in the Outer Banks, and this year I decided to try a new spot. I always felt that the fishing or the fish actually get larger the further south you go. There might actually be some truth to that. But I decided to take 45, 50-minute drive south of Nags Head down to a place called Buxton, which is right near Hatteras, and fished on the bayside there. And I found a new spot. It's a fairly new spot that I think the state built out for a kayak launch area. You also get windsurfers there, stuff like that. But you can launch a kayak from that spot. So I'm going to share the location of that with you and talk about that particular location. And I had a lot of success down there. I was catching big speckled trout. I was catching flounder. But the one exciting thing that I was catching by accident were bluefish. Now, I've never caught big bluefish. The bluefish I was catching were about 8 to 10 pounds each. And an 8 to 10 pound bluefish on, medium gear that I was using is going to give you a heck of a fight. These were about 10 minutes before I could get these into the kayak. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So the schools were running down there on the bayside. They were chasing bait fish. And like I said, I caught them by accident. So anyways, I'll share the location with you. I'll also share the rig that I was using. I learned a lot fishing for these bluefish. I'll share the rig with you and some really cool videos of me catching these bluefish. Like I said, they're the 8 to 10 pound range, so they were a nice size, and I just had a lot of fun. So anyways, let's get to the action. Thanks for watching. Okay, everybody, as you can see, this is Nags Head. Okay, these are the Outer Banks, and to get down to the spot where I was fishing, you're going to go south on Highway 12. Okay, so you're going to go south. You're going to get to this junction, right, where you turn off to the right to head toward Manio, or you keep going straight. That's going to take you down to Hatteras, right? So you take Highway 12. It's about I don't know, maybe 50 minutes from Nags Head, and you're going to go down Highway 12. You're going to go past the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center, across the big bridge, across Oregon Inlet. You're going to keep going south. As you can see, you're going to go past P Island, keep going, and then you're going to run into Rodanth, okay? And then you go past Rodanth, and you are going to keep going south. Keep going south. You're going to go past Avon, okay? Some of you may be familiar. And here's where we're going to end up. So the place where I launched from is right before Buxton, okay, right before you make this turn, right? So this is kind of the Hatteras area. And so the trick here is when I originally got down here, there was nowhere to park. I mean, there was nowhere to launch on the bayside. I mean, you've got a lot of folks who like to do surfing down here, very limited places to park. Once you get into Buxton, there's really nowhere to launch here. This is kind of all private property here, so there's no public launch areas. However, when I backed up a little bit, what they did do, okay, if you look at this spot right here, you can't miss it, right, coming down Highway 12. Okay, you'll see this spot on the right, and you'll see a couple of buildings, and you're going to see this big parking area. And this is where they set up a launch area for people who want to fish or people who want to launch kayaks. Now, there's not a, there's not a ramp per se, but you can actually get, you can take your kayak with wheels and wheel it right down and launch into this bayside area, which is pretty easy to do. And this is kind of what it looks like, let's see if I can do the roadside view here. Street side, here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the street side, see what it looks like. Okay, so if you look at the street side of this is what it looks like from the street. Okay, you can see that there's like an entry area here. Let me go up a little bit. Actually, this is a little out of date. They've actually added some restrooms here, in addition to the parking area, right, which is nice, and they have showers, you know, if you want to wash off your feet or whatever. But anyways, this is what you'll see, right, when you come down Highway 12. You're going to see this area right here. Pretty easy to spot, right? And like I said, where you see it on the map is, let me just back up here a little bit more. Okay, it's like I said, right before you get to Buxton, right before you get to this turn, right? You'll see this launch area. And what's great about this is that you can, like, I've got my kayak on a trailer, right? So I was able to back the trailer up and get the wheels down into the sand, and then I basically just slid the kayak off and into the water. It was pretty easy. Wasn't a big deal. What's interesting about this area is that right in the front here, this gets very deep. This is like 15 or 20 feet deep right here in the area. So you got this big hole, and then the depth's going to fluctuate, right? You have this deep channel, deeper area out here. Then you got these shallows up here where you've got a lot of grass beds. I mean, it's a fantastic habitat to fish. Now, when you look at it, it looks like a big wide open spot, but it's a dynamite area to fish. And like I said, I mean, you can catch pretty much anything out here. And if you've got a kayak, I would encourage you to check it out. So anyways, that's the spot. And let me talk for a minute about the rig I was using. Okay, everybody. This is a Bluefish rig that I was using to catch these fish with. Now, when I first started fishing down there, I was actually using a flounder rig, right? Which is basically a some sort of egg sinker that has a pretty thick monofilament leader that has a pretty good size hook on it, right? Pretty standard rig. They call it a flounder rig down there. The problem with that rig is Bluefish have got wicked sharp teeth. I mean, crazy sharp teeth. And you know, their jaws are very strong, and they would cut that line very easily. I just happened by luck to catch one in the side of the mouth with a flounder rig by accident, but I quickly switched off. I actually had this Bluefish rig in my box, and I decided to go ahead and put it on. And I'll tell you what I like about this is a couple of things. One is it has this sinker on here, right? As you can see right here, that will actually keep this thing on the bottom. So if you're fishing, 3 feet, 8 feet, it's going to keep that bait down toward the bottom, which is what you want. But the nice part about it, it also has this float on it, right? So it's got this float that is going to keep your mullet, your finger mullet, up out of the gunk, right? Up out of the bottom gunk, out of the grass beds, right? So it doesn't get hung up in the grass beds, which is nice, and it keeps that bait visible, which is really important. The other thing that's cool about this is that on this kind of rig, and you can get these in the stores down on the Outer Banks pretty much anywhere. So it's got the sinker, it's got the swivel, it's got the float, and then it's got basically this heavy-duty metal wire that what you do is you take this double hook here at the bottom, you detach that, you slide this wire through the mullet's mouth and out the back end, and then you reattach the two hooks. And I'm telling you, this rig is incredibly effective, really, really effective, and it's got this metal piece on it that keeps keeps from the bluefish from cutting the line, because this is all solid metal. So this is very effective. The other thing I like about this is that this hook at the end, these hooks at the end, a lot of times these bluefish will come up and basically snap at the tail end of this mullet, and they're still going to get hooked, which is nice. So very, very effective rig. I would encourage you to use this, and I used it. You can cast with this, but you can also troll, right? So I was using this rig to troll, and my hookup percentage was really, really high. So So if you're down there, check it out. I would encourage you to use this rig, and I think it'll work really well for you. Here we go. All right. This is always interesting. All right, here we go. I'm gonna have to go to the left, turn it to the right. All right, let me just. Okay, let me keep going. Oh, it's too much. Come at it at an angle. I'm gonna go right in between it. All right, here we go. Go to that way, turn it to the right. Follow it back. Follow it back. Follow it back. Yeah, no, I got it. Well, almost. All right, just unhook this. Okay. There we go. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Let him take the drag. Hold on a minute. Is your thing on? He's got it. I got something massive on here, folks. Oh yeah, something massive. Is this on? What is that? I don't know what it is, but it's fucking big. Tire him out. Tire him out. What is he? right. What is that? I don't know what that is. Is that a bass? Hold on a minute. What is that? Oh, it's got teeth, all right. It's fish on, baby. Come on, take some line off. Take some line off. Okay, folks. Something's giving me a run for my money. He's taking some drag. Holy shit. Don't horse it, don't horse it. Alright, let's start moving this kayak after. Oh, God! Moving this kayak after. Oh, God! Hold on a minute. Probably should have undid that. Hold on. It's blowing you this way, so you probably need to come back the other way. There's one. This one. Here we go. Okay, big fish on, folks. Big one on. I'm gonna tire this sucker out. epic battle, folks. Epic freaking battle going on right now. I'm gonna let him tire himself out. I'm gonna let this sucker just tire himself out. This is a big one. Holy shit. Oh, it's about 7 pounds. Oh,